Question 4b, I have skipped 4a because it was a rotation and I think we've already had one of those. So I've jumped to 4b, which is an enlargement. And it asks us to enlarge shape R, use a scale factor of 1/2 and centre of enlargement 6 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 is here. So I've marked my centre of enlargement first of all. At this point, I would recommend selecting a corner of your shape to try and move. Now, if I take this corner here, okay, I need to make sure that I have changed the distance of the corner I've marked from the centre of enlargement, and I need to change that distance by a scale factor of 1/2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the vector for moving from my centre of enlargement to the corner that I've marked. So to get from here to here, I need to travel left 2 and up 6. Okay, and as a vector, as a column vector, I could write that as -2, 6. Okay, so left 2 and up 6 is -2, 6. I've written it over here. Okay, so I need to use the scale factor of 1/2. So I'm going to multiply my vector by 1/2, and that gives me a new vector. So 1/2 times -2 is -1, 1/2 times 6 is 3. So that is what I'm going to use to position this corner using the scale factor of 1/2. So from my centre, I'm going to go left 1 and up 3. Okay. Pick another corner. Let's pick this one up here. To get from my centre of enlargement to that corner I've just marked, I need to travel left 2 and this time up 10. Now don't forget it's a scale factor of 1/2, so that will be -1, 5. Here we go, left 1, up 5. So that new corner is going to be there. Okay, now scale factor of 1/2, even though it is still an enlargement, when it's a fraction, the enlargement, the job of the scale factor 1/2 actually makes the shape smaller. Okay, which makes sense as to why this length here that was 4 is now 2. With that in mind, I could then just halve the length of my top and my bottom. So instead of going 2 across, I'm going to go 1 across for the top, and instead of going 4 across at the bottom, I'm only going to go 2 across because it's a scale factor of 1/2. And I could then simply fill it in that last line there to create my trapezium. And that is shape R enlarged by a scale factor of 1/2 from the point 6 minus 3. It asks us to label our image S. So there it is, and that is done.